Hey, you leaving? Yeah, okay, cool. It's never quiet here. So is it not kind of funny? We have another John Deere tractor ripped apart behind us. What's your thoughts?
Mean, funny haha or funny?
I don't know. It goes back to what we were talking about with parts last week. Like, honestly, when you just realize, like, to play this game, you need a parts budget. I mean, it's the way it is. Every business has some form of expense budget. You just need it. And so that's why, like, you know, I was just surprised when you're like, I don't even think you're mad anymore. And I'm like, oh. It just, what do you do?
It is what it is.
It is what it is. All right, man. So, like, the last week, we've been trying to get Old Miss, that tractor right there, in the shop. And before we could do that, we had a problem, and the problem was the shop was too full. Is that a fair way of putting it?
Yep.
Now, I will fully admit, I got my butt kicked by a semi. You definitely have had your fair challenges here with a 7.3 here that you put injectors in, glow plugs, rewired the harnesses for, what do you call it, the glow plug module or the injector modules?
I did that for the under Velcro harness. We did the pink test.
Andre knows 7.3 is way better than I do. And so yesterday we were actually able to get the truck out, driving around. Happiness?
Not better.
Runs really good, except for we have a brand new sensor that decides it doesn't want to work, and hopefully parts company's dropping some more off today.
Yep.
Other than that, isn't it funny? Like, it's Friday and this week feels like a marathon, and it isn't even in like in our top 10, but yet it's still just like, all right, we got to go. And
I think it's this gray and gloomy weather. It just kind of drains it out of you.
yeah, well, we started the week off with some snow, which was perfect Netflix weather, right? I mean, it's perfect. Sit in the house, binge watch, stuff your mouth full of food weather. No, because in Green Truck, I mean, trying to chase down a couple simple electrical gremlins that weren't that simple, but we eventually figured them out. Marker lights worked, but then didn't work, but then tail lights would stay on all the time, even with the key off. Please go off, please go off, please go off, please. Yes! Oh, we got them. Okay, so I don't got the truck all the way back together, but I think I got it figured out. The ultimate goal has been to try to get this tractor in here so we can pull the head, see what we got going on, but we've been, if you can tell, we have a full shop. I'm waiting on parts for the 8400 right there. 3020, we still haven't had time to touch it because we got busy doing other things. This green truck was one of those things that I didn't think we were gonna work on this week, but then lo and behold, taillights decided they were never gonna work for me. So I don't got the truck all the way back together, but I think I got it figured out. So we backed that out. Now we're just trying to get Old Miss in so we can figure out what is going on there. What a busy week.
Yeah.
Cool, man. I'll put this down and hop in, and we'll see if we can't get inside.
So what's going on behind us?
Well, I was gonna ask, don't you ever just wonder, do you ever walk in the shop and you're just like, where do you start with a project like that?
Well, I never walk in the shop and I'm like, oh wow, there's nothing going on in here.
Oh, wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah,
that
right.
would be cool. Yeah, yeah.
Nope, never once in however many years.
I think Mom would love it if she just actually like recognized like a third of the vehicles that drive in and out of the yard, you know? Other than if it's UPS, FedEx, Speedy, you know.
Yeah, CarQuest delivery.
Oh man, yeah. The amount of times Mom's like, "Who's here?" and I'm like, "Which time?"
Yeah.
You know. This is the 4850 that started making some engine noise when we were out spreading with it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Finally got in the shop today. Okay, so that little lever there going to that position is going to be in tow. Heck yeah. Before we could even start this, we had to get the shop empty. Now the problem was, we have this 2004, and Andre was putting in fuel injectors and glow plugs and then multiple wiring harnesses. And basically, like the simplest way to paraphrase it, he was doing a whole bunch of maintenance on a 25-year-old's truck.
Okay.
But then you can't see it in this clip, but right around the corner from this tractor is a green semi, and I don't know why we lost our taillights, and we were kind of having this battle for a couple weeks where it's like they'd work sometimes and they wouldn't work sometimes. But do you know if you're backed underneath a semi-trailer and the semi-trailer always has lights on the back, no one cares if your taillights on the semi work. Yeah. We're at a facility. I'm waiting for the trailer to air up. But if you see those taillights right there, it took a lot of hours to make those work like that. It's always the simple things that get you.
Did you get pulled over?
No.
Oh, good.
No.
Okay.
Well, yeah, see, win.
Win.
Andre was able to get the Super Duty out of here. This morning I just backed the green truck out because I knew he was around today, and I knew with him here, this whole project would go much easier with a second set of hands, especially as talented as Andre is. So worked out really, really well.
Okay.
That's kind of funny. Actually, mechanic Larry called me last night, just wondering where I was at.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, we haven't started yet. I gotta get the shop empty first. Not that lucky, are we?
Don't see anything broken.
Yeah. I know what this place does to us. We have the good news,
Okay.
and we have the bad news.
Shoot. Which one are we starting with?
Which one would you rather start with? Getting the turbo off is kind of step one of the scary part. The turbo, the exhaust manifold, the J-pipe, that's kind of one headache, that's one thing that could be a headache. The other is the intake manifold, and I got half the bolts loose on the intake manifold already, so we're hoping the rest come out good, but intake manifold and exhaust manifold, they're the two that can wreak havoc with your day. If you see Andre there on the step of the tractor, we have 2 bolts left on our turbo that we're trying to get out. We heated it up really well with the torch, and then Andre has a little trick that he uses candle wax, and so we're hoping for the first time, maybe we can get these cracked loose. Well, considering we only got one broken one, that's actually pretty impressive of how rough that all looked. Could have been worse.
Yep.
Could have been worse. Considering how much effort we threw at it trying to save it all, the fact that we're walking away with only one broken bolt, is it flush or is it a little sticking out?
It's flush.
There's always something.
Nice. That's supposed to happen. It is when I mess it up.
It is when you've never done it before, right?
Yeah, I thought it came with the rack, but it is hold downs.
Hey, we're learning together. Larry usually does this aspect of it. I just pull bolts off.
Yeah.
I'm a professional bolt remover guy. Okay, Andre's there pulling the head bolts. We're just about at this point where we're gonna start pulling the head off, and the goal is to pull it off, set it over here on the trailer, or set it over here on the roll around cart. And we'll be able to evaluate how much lower the checkbook's gonna go. We have the good news,
Okay.
and we have the bad news.
Shoot. Which one are we starting with?
Which one would you rather start with?
Good news.
It's not as bad as we thought.
There it goes. Hey, even out.
Good news, it doesn't look as you thought it was gonna.
Oh,
Yes.
that is good. Okay.
But it ties into the bad news.
Oh, okay.
We have a very good half-life, mid-life motor,
Okay.
but the downside is you have it ripped apart. Do you go full-fledged and rebuild
Where's
it?
the line?
It really is the truth. So this is like, I feel like we need a spreadsheet with like multi-factions, like which way do we go down? Okay.
Yeah, pros and cons, like weighted.
We don't have the pan off. Tomorrow I'm gonna get the pan off. We
Okay.
gotta see, what we pretty much sure is our number 5 piston, which Larry and Andre both nailed it. They thought both piston number 5, they were cracking injector lines. And they're like, yeah, it's number 5 hole. Well, anyways, we got it, and when we got the head off, then we could actually see the damage, and you can see the pistons going up and down, but not in the same kind of like rotation as like the other ones, which means there's some free play there.
Okay.
So we know it's either connecting rod or crank bearing, but we need to go to the bottom. We need to go through the bottom end of the motor to actually inspect that.
Okay.
Bearing's gone. So I got all the play, and that piston doesn't move at all.
That piston don't
Everything
move
else
at all.
does. That rod bearing's gone. See if it come back down. It still comes back down. So it's bearing.
That was kind of crazy. You keep working on
Either that or wrist pin went out of it, but I doubt wrist pin. But we were both right. Cylinder number 5, right?
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
told him cylinder number 5 when we were messing with it, and Larry said the same thing.
Yeah.
So that part's cool.
But more than likely, all this is leaning towards full machine shop, full rebuild.
Wow.
I haven't talked to
Okay.
Mechanic Larry yet. The real challenge with a motor like this, you have all the same labor hours as doing it, like just trying to fix the one hole, because we could actually pop the cylinder out, put a new piston and liner in.
Okay.
But the rest of the pistons, there's no cross hatching left on them. They're basically half life.
And cross hatching is.
Cross hatching is what new pistons have in them.
Oh, okay, got it. So it's showing how much wear is on them.
Yeah, I think I have a picture. We'll see if we can't find a diagram on it.
Well, when your crosshatch pattern is gone, obviously you're going to get more blow by.
Light die.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
And you can still see the lines if you look with the light.
Yep.
And as I understand, if that's what makes those rings turn every time it comes up, you've got to.
Oh, really? Okay, that's the crosshatch actually does that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's actually interesting.
That's from what I've understood.
Okay. Yep, there you can definitely tell. So there we have the straight up and down scuffing on the cylinder wall. And then, sure, there's no crosshatch in it. Mm-hmm. So this cylinder wall was actually number 3, the liner that had the new piston in it. So what we were thinking is someone put one new piston, one new liner in it. Mm-hmm. Huh, wow.
And that was that.
Yeah. Cross-hatching, it has something to do and it like spins the piston rings. I don't know all the details, like I'm not that, I just know what machine shops tell me. Machine shops tell me, nope.
So is it significantly more expensive?
Not really. I don't have any, so we just ripped this down today. I don't have any exact prices in front of me. The last rebuild kit I got from Deere, I thought was like $2,700. So that was pistons, liners, etc.
And you said the labor is going to be about the same.
Labor's about the same.
Because you already have it all apart.
You're gonna, yep. And then we still we don't know yet if when we pull the crankshaft down, we're gonna find out if we gotta take the crank to a machine shop, have it polished. But actually all that stuff's like relatively cheap.
Okay.
Like,
takes a little time.
yeah, so I mean, okay, let's just, real quick.
Yes, you probably should just do it, huh?
We don't know. We have a third option. We have another option if we choose to go this route.
Okay.
Years ago, we have a friend named Scott, and he lives in California. And years ago, Scott was a John Deere mechanic. He worked at CAT, and so he's very knowledgeable. Now he's out on the West Coast, living California dreams. But Scott called me one day and he's like, hey, I'm coming back to Minnesota. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, I have a 466 John Deere motor. That's basically what this motor is.
Oh.
And he's like, it was out of one of our excavators that got scrapped out.
Okay.
And he's like, do you want to buy it from me? And I'm like, yes.
Okay.
So sitting in back, I have a motor that came out of an excavator that should bolt right in here. And so we're trying to kick this all around. Okay, if you go full rebuild, the trade-off is you got more time. If you go full rebuild, you have the most time and labor in it.
Okay.
But you have a brand new motor when it's all said and done.
Okay.
If we would just fix the one hole, more than likely we're just not even gonna talk that way because I don't think it's worth it at this point.
Okay.
So then the third option is if you throw this other motor in, you don't know the real history of this motor other than Scott's a good mechanic. I know he told me he heard it run, it sounded good.
Okay.
We'd probably look at doing a compression test on it.
Sure.
But if we bolt that in, you could have it back for spring. So that's the shortest.
Yeah.
The third option is the shortest turnaround time.
Oh, this is getting complex.
This is the stuff that keeps me up at night. Yeah. Do I ever wake you up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, like shutting the fridge? Yeah. I don't know if you guys stress.
Stop stress eating, Eric.
Yeah.
Get away from the fridge.
Yeah.
We should have it where it like locks at certain times.
I know,
of the
right?
day.
That would help.
Yeah.
But knowing me, I'd be like, let's go for a drive. Oh, we're
I
going
know,
by
right?
the gas
Oh,
station.
Taco Bell? Okay.
Oh, I've definitely done that too. Like,
Yeah.
it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I can't sleep. Let's go
They're
for a
open
drive.
late.
Yeah. No, so I don't know. We're kicking around. So unfortunately, Dad's been under the weather all week.
Yeah.
He's
You
coming.
haven't gotten his 2 cents
He
yet.
was down a little bit. This is quite the surprise. I know you're not feeling 100%, but any improvement?
Yeah, better. Definitely better.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We talked in passing, and so the cool thing, we don't got to make a decision right now. But yeah, that's the neat thing. Number one, finding out what the initial problem is, that's a huge win because now we just know. And then followed up by, okay, we kind of have some estimates, dollar amount. Right. So the only thing that goes back to option number one, you're gonna have probably $7,500 in between getting the rebuild kit and having all the machine shop fees, expenses, etc.
Okay.
But then what gets really expensive is you don't really bolt on a used injection pump and injectors and a used turbo.
Oh, okay. So
And
that's where it starts.
our
to
last couple motors that were between 12.5 and 15.5 when we were all said and done,
Ugh.
it was because we did it all.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. If we go back to option number one, we're probably looking at, safely. I mean, you gotta be realistic when you look at these numbers on the
Yep.
spreadsheet.
Yep.
12 to 15, and that's basically just kind of like parts, not to mention some labor. But you have a brand new motor. You basically have a motor with 0 hours on it. You go option number two. We just already passed on that.
Yeah.
You go option number
I'm kind of
three.
going door number 3.
It's a gamble, but it might be
Quicker.
good enough
get it
gamble.
back
Yeah.
in the field,
Yep. Well,
do a compression test. Have
Yeah.
more data to work with.
that's what we'd start with. Get it in here, do a compression test on it, see what we got. Actually, me and Andre are already back there. It's still the excavator motor actually has a starter and flywheel already on it, so we
So
can
you could start it?
we can bring it right in, fire it up, listen to
Okay.
it run, kind of like we did with the 5020.
Yeah.
Hear it, do a compression test. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna talk to mechanic Larry, see what he's thinking.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
the dollars and cents of just the gamble.
Yeah. Who knew this was all so exciting? That's one word for it.
Oh man, the funny thing when we were lifting the head, we had like this much of a crack in it, or the head was off about this much, and I was able to look at it. I'm like, yes, it's not totally disintegrated, but the real fear was the piston was going to come up and smack the head.
Yeah.
We think for the most part everything's here salvageable. There is still a chance that we could have the head magged, and there could be some cracks in it that we don't see right now. But
Okay.
more than likely, right now, I'm thinking. We can see the ring where the piston made contact, but it's not that crazy. And so, we're hoping everything's still salvageable. But so the other thing, if you go option number 3, we'd still, once we get into summer, tear this down, take it to machine shop. Even if we don't get it assembled, we might just have all the machine work done. So then
you have another
in the
backup
future,
Because you have other tractors that it would.
yeah, there's
Get into.
5 or 6 50 series that this would bolt
So it's
right
kind of
into.
just a matter of time probably before you would.
Well, that's like when the
Make use of
California
it.
cool cousin called me up and he's like, "Hey, you want to buy a 466?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah, have a spare around.
I'm like, "You gonna bring it from California?"
Yeah. And he did, huh?
He did, yeah. You gotta admit, earlier this week when the snow was flying, it was kind of like perfect Netflix weather, wasn't it?
Oh
Like,
yeah, I was like, winter's back, and then it's like, it was spring like a few days before that, and then no, it's winter still.
If there was ever weather to consume a nice 4,000 calorie afternoon and then like just watch Netflix, that's the perfect weather, isn't it? It really
Yes,
is.
It is true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, spring's coming. I mean, hopefully.
I know. We know in Minnesota, right? Like this is just it's fickle. This
So the
time of
prior week and a half was absolutely gorgeous. We got up to close to 80 degrees, and then we got thrown back into the 20s and some rain, sleet, kind of dreary days, which worked good for us because it's easy to hide in the shop these
Sure.
days and
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
But it's just you don't realize how when we had an 80-degree Friday like a week ago, and
we had the
just
shop door open. It
Oh,
was like thundering and raining
so
outside. It was
wonderful.
just like awesome.
So wonderful. Yeah, so we know it's coming.
okay.
So that's the other thing that kind of ties into option number 3 is, okay, we go back to the timetable. I still got to get planners out. That's
Get
my
it
goal
done,
this upcoming
man.
week.
Yeah.
And,
Get it out of here.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see which direction we go. But kind of funny, another John Deere tractor ripped apart behind us. It is a very common theme in this plant.
Yeah.
Oh, it was really funny because there's a few comments. Our subscribers are awesome, and the people that comment most of the time are really great. It was funny because like you can see where there's some comments about green versus red, and then
yes.
in my world,
Ford versus
honestly,
Chevy.
exactly,
Yeah.
Mac versus Peterbilt
Yeah.
or etc. Like it doesn't matter the hood emblem at all or the color. To me, I just look at cost analysis. Like I'm a huge nerd when it comes to spreadsheets. Cost analysis, what's going to run the best profit margin, and then the other thing that ties into a lot of this equipment as we get 20, 30, 40 years out, where can
Yeah.
you go to get parts?
Yeah.
That's the main thing. It's funny because I was up at Manders, that's our local local semi-salvage yard that also has a lot of old Mack trucks. And it's funny when I'm pulling parts off newer semis
Yeah, right?
that are parted out to put on mine. Yeah. So yeah, you just never know.
Well, worst ways to spend a Friday night, huh?
It's not bad though, isn't it?
No.
Like it's like perfect. We had the radio going earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of understand why I stayed living here all these years, don't you?
Yes, it's all making sense now.
That's a good way to end it.
Yep. That's awesome.